This goes into Exhibit 2405. Before we do that, let me ask one more question about 2212, the invoice we just looked at. You mentioned that you thought there was an accreditation by PPFA in 2012. Do you know if that was before or after this time frame of this invoice, which was sent on September 5th, 2012?
I know that it was before. I remember it was in June of 2012, the accreditation.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any idea whether or not anyone from the accreditation team actually reviewed any of PPMM's invoices that were sent to STEM Express when the PPFA accreditors conducted their review?
Objection, calls for speculation. Vague.
I don't know. There was review of financial statements and that sort of thing, but I have no idea if it included any of this.
Do you know who, if anyone from PPMM would know whether or not the accreditors from PPFA reviewed actual PPMM invoices to STEM Express?
Objection, calls for speculation.
I don't know if the financial department kept copies of specifically what PPFA reviewed or not.
Okay. So you don't know who at PPMM would know that information?
Not specifically, somebody in the accounting department.
Okay, going back then to 2405. Have you seen this document before, Dr. Furgerson?
No.
Okay. It's, I'll represent, my understanding is a STEM Express brochure referring to the last page. And I don't know if it would refresh your recollection on the bottom of the second page. It's got a quote that purports to be from you. It says, our partnership with STEM Express is beneficial in a number of ways. First, it allows us to contribute to life-saving research that is advancing diagnostic and medical care. Second, STEM Express has a plug-in solution that allows us to add additional clinics quickly. Lastly, I feel confident that our patients' anonymity is secure through their strict protocols and practices. It's attributed to Dr. Dorothy Furgerson, Planned Parenthood, Monte. Had you seen this particular page with that particular quote that I just read prior to today?
Objection, vague.
I had not seen the page, no.
Okay. Do you recall providing STEM Express with permission to use your quote in its promotional brochure?
Objection, vague, lacks foundation.
No.
Do you recall actually making this quote?
Objection, lacks foundation.
I did not write this quote.
Did you know who did?
Someone at STEM Express.
Okay. Did they get your permission to use it?
Objection, vague.
Yes, they got my permission to use it, but not specifically in a brochure.
Okay. What understanding did you have, if any, at the time you gave them permission to use your quote as to how they would use it?
My understanding was that it would be used at one meeting or conference, and my impression was that it would be put on a poster at a booth at a meeting or conference.
I see. Do you know if it was put on a poster at a booth at a meeting or conference?
I do not.
Do you know which meeting or conference they intended to use your quote?
No, I do not.
Do you know if it was a meeting or conference you attended?
I think it would not be a meeting I had attended.
Would you typically attend meetings or conferences where other Planned Parenthood executives would be in attendance?
Objection, vague, compound.
Yes.
What would be the types of conferences you would attend on any type of regular basis where there'd be other Planned Parenthood executives in attendance?
Objection vague.
We had an annual meeting called the National Medical Conference.
Looking at this brochure now, does it refresh your recollection as to what meeting it was used at by STEM Express?
Objection asked and answered.
No, I don't think I knew what meeting.
Okay. If it was used at a NAF conference, do you know who would typically attend, be expected to attend NAF conferences?
Objection calls for speculation vague.
No.
Okay. Have you ever attended a NAF conference?
No.
Okay. But you know, NAF, you understand, I'm sure it stands for National Abortion Federation, correct?
Yes, I know that.
So you would expect people involved in some aspect of the abortion industry to attend a NAF conference, would you not?
Objection calls for speculation vague.
I'm aware that some physicians who perform abortion attended NAP conferences.
Okay. Did STEM Express indicate to you that they intended to use your quote at a conference that would be attended by abortion doctors?
Objection asked and answered calls for speculation vague.
I don't believe they characterized or told me what meeting or conference it would be used at.
Did you have any type of expectation or understanding what type of conference it would be used at?
No.
On the first page of this pamphlet, it says your clinic can advance biomedical research. It has a bullet point that says financially profitable. Do you have an understanding of what they mean by that?
Objection calls for speculation.
I do not.
It also says easy to implement plug-in solution. Do you have an understanding as to what that means?
I do not.
Because they use that phrase, I believe, in the quote that they attributed to you, where it says STEM Express has a plug-in solution that allows us to add additional clinics quickly. Do you know what that means?
I don't know now, and I don't think I knew then.
Okay. And when it says IRB certified consents, did you know what institutional review board had reviewed the consents?
Objection lacks foundation calls for speculation.
Looking at the first page still. It says IRB consents. Do you know what that means?
Objection calls for speculation.
It says to me that they would provide consent forms that had been reviewed by an IRB.
Okay. You don't know what IRB they're referring to?
No.
Did you understand that they were going to use this brochure or poster with your quote in order to seek to obtain more potential sources of fetal tissue?
Objection lacks foundation calls for speculation.
Yes, I understood that that's what they were trying to do.
Why is it you felt that you wanted to lend whatever name, prestige associated with your name to their, entitled to their effort to secure more potential sources of fetal tissue?
Objection lacks foundation vague.
I felt they were doing societal good by increasing medical research, and I supported that.
Okay. At the bottom of the third page, and even at the top, in the first sentence, under advancing biomedical research, together it says, join the STEM Express partner program that fiscally rewards clinics. Do you have an understanding as to what they meant by fiscally rewards clinics?
Objection calls for speculation.
No, I don't.
Okay. And under the last paragraph on the same page, easy to implement program plus financial benefits. It says STEM Express promotes global biomedical research while also providing a financial benefit to your clinic. Do you have any understanding as to what they meant when they talk about providing a financial benefit to clinics?
Objection, calls for speculation.
No, I don't.